Hi, my name's John. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can design, build and launch your own newsletter using the Kit platform. So let's dive in. So when you're starting your newsletter, the first thing you need to do is come up with a topic that you're going to cover. What are you going to talk about in your regular newsletter? Normally it's going to be something that you do for your work, for your business. However, it could be a hobby or a pastime if that's what you want to set it up for. But choose a topic that you can comfortably talk about or write about, for quite a long time and quite a number of editions without running out of material. When you commit to writing and publishing a regular newsletter, you need to make sure that you've got enough knowledge around that topic and its subtopics that you can continually put out fresh content for your readership. So you may already know what your topic is, and you may already know what your subtopics are around that. And if you do, that's great. If you don't, have a think about it and use the tools that are available to you to come up with ideas. So one of the tools that I find useful for helping to brainstorm with these types of things is ChatGPT. So you may be familiar with ChatGPT. If you're not, let me just give you a small demonstration here. So this is just a fictitious example, okay? So I'm asking ChatGPT, I'm saying here, can you help me come up with a great idea for a weekly newsletter, including an irresistible title? And then I tell ChatGPT what my expertise is. The areas I have expertise in include, and then I'm just picking three random things that don't actually apply to me, but just as an example. So writing copy for websites for other solo business owners, ghostwriting books for solos, and proofreading book drafts for other writers. So that I'm just telling ChatGPT that's my areas of expertise to give it some context. And then I say, please list 6 suggestions for topics for my newsletter, and then 6 suggestions for great titles. And just by typing that in and hitting that little button, ChatGPT will go away, and based on what it knows, ChatGPT is what's known as an LLM, a large language model database. It's got a ton of content in there, and it will pick from that to come back and give you a contextual answer based on what you typed into the search. Now, I'm not saying it comes back with everything that's usable or top-notch answers, but at least it can come back with stuff that at least gets you thinking and maybe give you some ideas. So here's an example. Here are the 6 topic ideas for your weekly newsletter. Copywriting mastery for solopreneurs. Teach solopreneurs how to write high converting copy for their websites, landing pages and email marketing. Okay. And the book writing blueprint. Guide solopreneurs through book writing progress from idea to finished manuscript. So that might be something else. And then it continues 3, 4, 5, 6. The ideas that it's come up with. And some of them may spawn other ideas that you have in your head that you may not have thought of. And if you want more, you can ask ChatGPT to give you more. And then the same for the 6 titles. So it's come up and saying you could call it the Solopreneur Scribe, Ink and Impact, Right to Win, Ghostwriters Guild, Editing Edge, or Page by Page. So like I say, none of them, maybe none of them work for you, but just to give you an idea. If you're not happy with them, you can say, I don't like these. Can you come up with 6 more of each? Type that in and it'll go away and it'll come back with more 6 different topic ideas. So it just takes a few seconds and then you can see it comes up with 6 more ideas. You can ask for as many ideas as you want, by the way. It doesn't need to be 6, it could be 12, it could be 20, it could be 100. ChatGPT will bring back that. So let's pick one as an example. So let's say sell with storytelling. Let's say that was the topic you were going to focus on for your newsletter. And in that newsletter, you're going to teach solopreneurs how to use storytelling in their website copy, their emails and their books to build trust and drive sales. So that could be the topic, the main topic, which would then have subtopics underneath that. And then again, it's giving you 6 ideas for titles. You don't need to pick any of these, but again, they give you some ideas. So let's say you picked the Solopreneur Story, and that was your newsletter name. And then inside it, you could say, this is the topic I'm going to talk about. Now, what you can do with ChatGPT as well is, if I copy that and I say, I like the topic, can you give me, 25 subtopics for this that I can write about. So now I've said, that's the topic I'm interested in. Can you go and give me 25 subtopics? And then after a few seconds, it shows you all 25 of the subtopics. So you get the gist. I'm not suggesting for a minute you get AI or ChatGPT in this case to write the newsletter for you. I'm absolutely not advocating for that. It's not something. I don't think it's something that does well. Even if you did want it to do it, that's my belief. I believe it needs to come from what's inside you, what's inside your head with regards to the knowledge and expertise you have. But like I say, I do find it useful for brainstorming, for coming up with ideas that you may not have come up with. It just accelerates that process in my experience. So that's one way of using a tool like ChatGPT to help you brainstorm for your topic and your newsletter title. Okay, so once you know your topic, you know what you're going to talk about, you're going to write about in your newsletter. You know how often you're going to send it out. It's going to be a weekly newsletter, fortnightly, monthly, whatever that's going to be. Then you need to create your newsletter email template inside Kit. So I'm going to take you inside my Kit and show you the template I use for my weekly newsletter and how I created it. So let's look at it. Okay, so I'm now in Kit, and this here is just, as you can see, the Hub weekly newsletter template. To create a template, you go to Send and then Email Templates, and in there you can create a template that's going to match your newsletter. Now, the way I like to do mine doesn't necessarily mean you need to do that this way as well, but this is the way it works for me. So I like things to be well laid out inside an email. I like to make it readable. I like to give people's eyes space to consume what I'm writing. So I like to have it segmented into relevant sections. So I always start with the header image. So it's essentially an image here that when I'm creating a new broadcast email using the template, I can just click on these and I can change the date, the year, the reading time. So for each edition, I'll check to see how long it takes to read, and then I'll put the approximate reading time there. Then the newsletter headline is in there, and that's it. Sort of from a header perspective, that's it. Good to go. The first section in here is the salutation and the introduction, and then what I like to do is I like to have logical sections for the things that I'm going to talk about. So in my newsletter, I talk about email marketing. The next bit is relevant only to Kit, the platform that I use. So this is a Kit feature. So typically I'll include in here a feature or a function or something to do with the Kit platform that the reader might not be aware of. So I'm sort of teaching them a bit about Kit with each edition of the newsletter. Someone I recommend, so that could be someone every edition I like to recommend someone from my network that I think will be helpful for you to know about and to perhaps engage with. Now that could be someone from within the Kit creator network, or it could be someone outside of that. I don't really mind, because I've got a lot of connections and people who I rate, and I think they would help you in your business, but they're not necessarily using Kit or even email marketing. So it could be someone on or off the platform. Then I like to include a bit of tech that I think might be helpful for my readers. So if you are a solo business owner who you don't use like enterprise level software platforms or anything like that. You don't have any need for that, just as I don't. And because I've got a technical background, I'm always looking for ways in which technology can help me grow my business, make it more automated, more easily managed. And if I do, I'll include in there, it could be an app, it could be a software as a service, it could be something just related to technology that I think would benefit you if you can consume the newsletter. I include this section, but I don't always populate it, what I'm working on. So I might put in there some stuff that I'm working on at the moment that could be of interest to the readers. And then I've got the Hub. The Hub is it's an online resource for courses and other resources that I've created to help people like you, solopreneurs, to start and grow a successful business. And it's usually got an email marketing aspect to whatever I've got in there, or a content marketing perspective, because obviously content marketing is the fuel that drives email marketing. So it's usually to do with either one of those two. I regularly create usually about three videos a week that I upload to YouTube, and then I like to, for convenience sake, include the most recent 3 in there. So again, just get that as a template, and then for a bit of fun, I like to have maybe a simple question in there. It could be email related, it could be work related, it could be related to running a business. It's just a bit of fun for people to engage with. Click on it and see if they got the answer right. That's all it is. This section here, ask me a question. So one of the things I like more than anything in business is when people ask me questions about email marketing, about Kit, the platform, about starting or running a small business. That's just what I enjoy doing, right? So I always like to include a button in there that just makes it easy for people to click on it, ask me a question, and I'll come back with an answer. And then, as I mentioned at the start of this template, the last section here is just the closing remarks. So I'll just make a closing statement about that particular week's newsletter edition, and then finish it off there. Now, the thing to remember in here is this is a template. So this is essentially an empty newsletter. So when I going to create my next newsletter edition, I simply create new broadcast email and use the newsletter template, and then it starts a fresh, brand new newsletter email that I can then start to populate all these different sections. And then when I've populated them, I just schedule it to go out. My newsletter goes out on a Friday morning. I schedule it to go out on a Friday, and then I can forget about it after that until I'm going to do my next one. Now, the other thing is, when I'm creating my newsletter, I don't necessarily sit down and do it in one go. I might, over the period of the week, I might come up with an idea about what I'm going to write about in the email marketing section, and I'll maybe calendar in half an hour to do that one section, or 15 minutes or whatever, and sit and do that, and then I'll save it. And then over the course of the week, I'm just updating each section by section by section until the point where it's ready to be scheduled and sent. So you don't need to do it all in the one go if you don't want to. And that's it. So once you've got your email newsletter template set up the way you want it, it's good to go from that point onwards. All you need to do is create a new email every week using that template. So just to give you some more context around what my newsletter looks like when it's complete, here's one that's been sent out to my subscribers. So you can see up here, rather than having date and year, it's got the actual date in, it's got the actual approximate reading time, it's got the headline in here at the top of the email. Then it's got the salutation section. Email marketing section has now got an article inside it. Kit feature likewise. Someone I recommend from my network. A bit of tech that I recommend. A little bit about the hub. My latest videos. Ask me questions. The little question on the weekly quiz. And then the wrap up at the end of it. And that's it. So that's what an edition of my newsletter looks like, having used that template to build it over the course of a week normally. Okay, if you want to create a paid newsletter, so your subscribers would pay a monthly fee, let's say, or an annual fee to get access to your newsletter, you can easily do that inside Kit as well. So let me just show you how you would do that. So I'm going to start, I'm in a demo account here, and I'm going to start from fresh. Let's say I have got a newsletter that I send out. It's only for people who are paying and is aimed at advanced strategies and techniques, let's say, around using Kit. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is create a product under the Earn menu option there. So Earn product, and then I'm going to click on new product. My product is going to be called, let's call it the Kit Ninja newsletter, let's say. And I'm going to create it as a subscription. So you can see here, pay regularly, have access until cancelled. That's the option for your paid newsletter. Click next, decide on how much you're going to charge for it and in which currency. So I'm going to say $10 and it's going to be a monthly subscription. I'm going to say next, and then it says what's the fulfillment method? Is it a digital download, a newsletter, or something else? So obviously we're going to click newsletter because that's what it is, a paid for newsletter, and click next. Then it asks me what I want to use as the domain for the sales page. So I'm going to choose this one, kitmastery.kit.com. In fact, I'll use my own, pages.kitmastery.com. And then the suffix gets automatically added in based on the name of the product that I've just created. So now I'm going to click this button, create product, and then behind the scenes Kit sets everything up for me that I need for this particular product. And then it allows me to again configure it the way I want it to look. So on the left hand side, waiting for an image, I'm going to click there. I'm going to choose an image, and I'm going to choose that one. So I've now got the Kit Ninja newsletter, advanced strategies and techniques, and it's $10 a month. Okay. Normally I would type in there a description of what the newsletter is, what people are going to get, what they can expect from it, etc. But for the purpose of this demo, I won't. And then just like any other landing page and asset in Kit, you can change like the color and stuff like that. I could change that to subscribe to the Kit Ninja newsletter, which is a fictitious newsletter, by the way. I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. Once I've got that, then I can, you see there's 4 tabs along the top here, Kit Ninja, checkout, confirmation, receipt. I can configure those the way I want them to look. Confirmation, you can change the color and the text in there, and the receipt email. This is the email that the person's going to get once they subscribe. Okay. Once I've got that the way I want it, just click save and then publish. Now in here I've got the link. I just need to click copy, close that, and then open up a new browser tab window, paste in that URL, and lo and behold, I can now subscribe to that newsletter. Okay, so subscribe to the Ninja newsletter. It'll ask me to input my card details, and it's telling me I'm going to be paying £10 a month. So that's all it takes to set up the product inside Kit. Now the way you control who gets to see your newsletter, you can do that in a number of ways. I'm going to show you the most simplistic way. So if you're sending out a broadcast email, let's click on broadcast, and let's imagine this was your new, your latest edition of the Ninja newsletter. I'm going to click new broadcast, and I'm going to browse template. I'm just going to pick a plain template. Let's say this one. Replace content. I'm going to get rid of all that, and let's quickly change that to a little mock-up of what the Ninja email header might look like. And I'll start that by a salutation in there, and then I can start creating my newsletter. Okay, so let's imagine I had all the different sections in my newsletter. I was teaching all my different advanced strategies and techniques for that particular edition, and I'm now ready to send it. So the way you can control the sending of this is that it only goes to your paying subscribers. You would click continue. I'm just going to click continue there, ignore that warning. Send email, and by default it loads up all subscribers. In this demo account there only are 38 subscribers. I'm going to remove that and add filter and say all subscribers who are subscribed to, and then choose products down here, and then in products I'll scroll down and you'll see in here one of them is the Kit Ninja newsletter. Okay, and then add filter. So now you can see there's no subscribers currently subscribed to that product, because I've just created it. But if someone buys that Kit newsletter subscription, then they would be included in the email when it goes out. And that way Kit takes care of everything automatically. So if someone unsubscribes, they automatically are not included in that send list. And if someone new subscribes just before you send it, they will be included in it. So it takes care of it from that perspective. So that's how you can easily create a paid newsletter inside Kit, just as easily as you can create a free newsletter. Okay, so that's how you create a newsletter, either a free or a paid one, using the Kit platform. So just to recap the process for designing and launching your newsletter. First thing is pick your topic and decide on a title. What's your newsletter going to be called? Then decide on what's the frequency in which you're going to send it. Is it going to be weekly, fortnightly, monthly, quarterly, whatever you're going to send it out? And then in Kit, design your template, your email template you're going to use. My recommendation is you set it into different logical sections so that it makes it easier to create each edition. And then when you go to create a newsletter, just simply create a new broadcast email and populate each section until it's ready to send. That's your newsletter ready to go, the free one. If you want to create a paid newsletter, you need to create that product inside the earn section inside Kit. Once you've created that product, then when you're going to send the email, you only send it to people who have subscribed to that particular product. That way you're controlling who gets to see your paid content versus those who don't. So I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll be sure to respond to them. Thanks for taking the time to watch it. I do appreciate it, and I hope to see you on the next video. Cheers.